I'm MLA, and today I will be talking to you about plastic pollution. Why is plastic dangerous? Well, you're about to see why. Nearly everything we use is made out of plastic, and now it will relook. It affects a variety of organisms, mainly marine animals. But how? Either by mechanical effects such as entanglement in plastic objects. The animal is unable to breathe and therefore suffocates and drowns. Or if unable to move, it cannot hunt for food or cannot escape a predator. There are also problems related to the ingestion of plastic waste. Waste is stuck in the digestive system, and the animal is unable to eat and therefore starves to death. Organisms can also be affected through the exposure of chemicals within the plastics that interfere with their physiology. Plastic. What is plastic? What is it made of? Plastic is made by combining oil particles with gas particles, creating tiny plastic beads. Those beads are then melted and shaped. The object is then filled or used according to its purpose. Then it arrives to you. You have 4 choices, also known as the 4 R's. You can refuse plastic products in the first place. You can reduce plastic products if you use them frequently. You can reuse the objects, try making something cool out of them, or recycle the object. When it comes to the last R, people find it difficult. They either throw it on the ground, they throw it in the general waste bin, or recycle it. If you throw it on the ground, it will eventually end up in the ocean, and apart from spoiling the landscape's beauty, it becomes a danger to marine life. If you throw it in the general waste bin, it will end up in the landfill, and exposed to the elements, toxins in the plastic will get traveled down to the water table, from where we drink, wash, water our crops, or might be the source of a spring, which leads to a river, which leads to the ocean. If you recycle the object, then that object will be washed, squished into plastic cubes, and then those cubes are shredded, melted, and shaped again. But, considering that only 9% of the plastic produced between 1950 and 2015 was recycled, we aren't really going anywhere. Plastic debris is categorized as either primary or secondary plastics. Primary plastics are in their original form when collected, like bottles, caps, cigarette butts, and microbeads. Secondary plastics, on the other hand, account for smaller plastics, which have resulted from the degradation of primary plastics. And being so small, they can be eaten by the filter-feeding organisms like clams, krill, sponges, fish, including some sharks, whales, birds, such as flamingos and ducks, and some of the animals mentioned we find on our plate. So we are also eating plastic. Humans aren't destroying just the environment, but themselves too. Plastic decomposition is really slowly. A whole plastic cup is estimated to take 50 years to decompose, whilst a fishing line would take 600 years to degrade. When people think about the effects of plastic pollution, one animal somehow always comes to mind. One of the most common examples are sea turtles. And today, thanks to Nature Trust Malta, I was able to meet one of these magnificent creatures. Sea turtles. I still remember the day I saw one for the first time. Well, it was a few months ago, so how could I forget? It was a wonderful experience, but unfortunately, we are the ones who made them endangered and rare. If we don't start recycling everything responsibly and picking up all the garbage which has been disposed into the ocean, then these creatures will go extinct. In Malta, Nature Trust Malta has done a great job on saving, curing and releasing turtles back into the wild. And today, Vincent Tattart, who is the executive president of Nature Trust Malta, is going to tell me all about what they do.
Alright, now since we started way back in 1995, we've reached over 300 turtles that have been saved. Not all made it, but most of them have made it. Over 235 have been released back to the wild. Today we are tagging nearly all turtles, so in the last 5 years turtles are being tagged regularly, and we are also putting microchips now to collect data, and the idea now is that we are starting to also track them via satellite tracking for study purposes. Yes, injuries vary a lot. Lately we have been seeing a lot of injuries related to marine debris. Entanglement, for example, which cause damage to flippers, some of which are losing the flipper because of the high entanglement. Others are ingesting plastics, for example, which is another big problem. We had cases where even turtles were found with plastic bags having stainless steel bolts. And we have had other type of injuries such as boat hits in the shell. And also we have had bycatch where turtles are found with hooks in the stomach or lines inside them. And also sometimes we have turtles that, due to these injuries, have developed complications like infections, so they would come to us with lung infections or other infections in the body like intestines, which require a long-term rehabilitation for them to cure.
We all should realize that plastic is a big problem, and these animals I mentioned today might vanish in the next few generations. If you want to help, you could either follow the 4 R's or even organize or take part in a cleanup in one of your local beaches or wildlife areas. Remember, when the trash is away, the wildlife will thrive and survive.
Hi there, I hope you liked the documentary. If you missed my first video about the cleanup which I organized in Golden Bay, click here. And please subscribe to my channel, click on my face. Anyways, see you later.